Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at factorials and combinations. So these are counting tools. In probability, we need to count. We need to count the number of ways an event can occur and the total number of outcomes. Each of these gives us tools to do that. So let's look at this question here. The NRL has 17 teams that are ranked on the ladder. How many different ways can the teams be arranged? So I'm talking about how many ways can you pick the whole set from 1st to 17th? Well, if we start by picking the team first, there are 17 options. You can pick any of the 17 teams to come first. So after you've picked who comes first, there are 16 ways, 16 teams that could come second. So for each of these 17 options, there are 16 options for the team coming second. So the number of ways to pick the first and second team is 17 times 16, which is 272. Already it's a big number. Now then, if we want to pick the third team, well, we've already picked two, one that's first, one that's second. There are 15 more options. And so on. If you keep going, by the time you get to the 17th team, there will be one option left. So how many ways can we pick this in total? How many different combinations are there for the teams being ranked from 1st to 17th? So it turns out that it will be 17 times 16 times 15, and then there's 14 options for who comes fourth, times 13, times 12, and so on, all the way to 1. We don't want to have to put something like this in our calculator. It takes way too long, too high a chance we make an error. So mathematicians have come up with a symbol for this. This is the exclamation mark. This reads 17 factorial. So you can put that straight on your calculator. You get a large number. It's about 3.56 times 10 to the power of 14. So 10 to the power of 14 is a massive number. It's like 100 trillion. So this is like 300 or 3.5 trillion options. There are so many different ways that teams can be arranged. So this factorial is very useful in helping us count things. So the definition of factorial, so we're only looking at whole numbers here, n, so n has to be a positive integer. N factorial is just 1 times 2 times 3. It's all the positive integers multiplied together up to and including n. So for example, 6 factorial would be 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6, all the way up to 6, and it's 720. Factorials get very large very quickly as you increase the number you take a factorial of. So 1 factorial is just 1. And by convention, 0 factorial is also 1. We just basically define 0 factorial as 1, so it'll work when we're doing things like combinations. But factorials are very useful in helping count things. Now let's look at a question involving combinations. So we're going to do this question here. A class contains 10 boys, 10 girls, 8 students are picked at random to make up a team. Calculate the probability 4 boys and 4 girls are picked. So what we need to do is go back to our basic formula that the probability of an event is the number of ways it can occur over the total number of outcomes. So what we need to do is count each of these things here. So let's start by calculating NS. Let's calculate the total number of ways that you can pick this team of 8 people. You have 20 people to choose from and you are picking 8. So similar to what happened on the last slide, there are 20 options for the first. Then for the second person picked, there will be 19 options because you can't pick the same person again. Then there will be 18 options for the third, and so on. Now this one won't go down to 1 because we're not picking all 20 students in order. We're only picking 8. So there will be 8 such numbers. So it will go down to 13 because 13 to 20 inclusive is 8 numbers. But even something like this is going to be really annoying to put on our calculator. I mean, what if we had 50 students from which we're choosing on and we're picking 20? That'd take forever to put in your calculator. So what we do is we use this trick here. We're going to add in the times 12 times 11 all the way down to 1 and then divide by that. 12 times 11 all the way down to 1. See, these two red parts cancel out, so I'm just left with what's in blue. But this will be easier to put in the calculator. Why would this be easier to put in the calculator if I have more numbers? Well, the top is just 20 factorial and the bottom is 12 factorial. That's much easier putting in your calculator than writing out all these numbers. So we have a slight problem here. The problem is that in this question, unlike in the first question, the order doesn't matter. See, in the first question, I was picking who came first, second, who came third, who came fourth. The order matters there. You know, Brisbane coming first and Canberra coming second is a different outcome than Canberra first, Brisbane second. But here, where I'm picking a team, the order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I pick James then Sarah or Sarah then James. It's the same outcome. So let's say these are the 8 students I picked, JSAT, whatever. That's the same outcome as if I pick them in a different order. That's the same team as if I picked them in this order. We get the exact same 8 people. So how many combinations are there that will include these 8 people in a different order? Well, there's 8 of them, and there will be 8 factorial such combinations. The number of combinations that include these 8 people, I have 8 choices at first, 7 choices for second, 6 for third, and so on. So that's why I'm going to divide by 8 factorial. 20 factorial divide 12 factorial is my starter, but I divide that answer by 8 factorial to account for situations like these. I want to include these two as the same outcome because they are the same team. And that is what I have for NS. That's the total number of outcomes. So, fortunately, you have a quicker way to do this on your calculator. You'll often see this written like this or like this. What it means with the C is combination. This is how you calculate where you're picking a certain number of objects from a group. If you pick 8 objects from a group of 20 and the order doesn't matter, the total number of ways you can do it is 20 choose 8. The C for combinations or choose, there are 20 choose 8 combinations. So putting that on our calculator, we get 125,970. There are 125,970 different combinations. Combinations of these with 8 people picked from 20. So the rule is here, if you want to pick R objects from a group of N and order doesn't matter, the total number of ways you can do it is this. So this is the formula, this is how your calculator calculates it. You can just use this button here. A probability question. We've calculated the total number of outcomes. How many ways can you pick 4 boys from a group of 10? Well, that's just simply 10 choose 4 or 10C4. So you can put this on your calculator, 10C4, or you can go 10 factorial over 4 factorial times 6 factorial. Either way, you get 210. So there are 210 ways to pick the boys, to pick 4 boys from a group of 10. But hang on, we're also picking 4 girls from a group of 10 girls. So there's 210 ways also to pick the girls. So the total number of ways that you can pick 4 boys and 4 girls is 210 times 210. So the probability that we require in this question, the total number of outcomes we figured out was 125,970. The number of ways we can pick 4 boys is 210. Number of ways we can pick 4 girls is 210. And we simply multiply them together. And if we put that on our calculator, we get almost exactly 0.35. So there's a 35% chance that if you pick a team of 8 students from 10 boys and 10 girls, that you will have the same number of boys and girls on the team. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.